All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Land for Success. What a beautiful morning, you guys. One of, one of my mentors once said, one of my mentors once said that every day above ground is a good day. Would you guys agree with that? Right? And so, if you're dropping in for the very first time or you're watching the replay, could you do me a huge favor? Just maybe type in number one in the comment so we can actually acknowledge you for being here. And if you're not shy and you want to put down your name in the comments or where you're from, that would be amazing, because as we start growing Landed for Success locally, nationally, and internationally, it's just amazing how many new friends, clients we're meeting. And going back to every day above ground is a good day. Look, in what's happening around the world today, we all need more happiness and resiliency. Would you guys agree with that? And this individual that I want to introduce you to constantly puts a smile on my face, right? Because, he's an individual who has spoken all around the world on stages with some of the biggest names in the industry, the Tony Robbins, the Les Browns, the folks I have a lot of respect for. But more importantly, what you're going to find is that he's also a family man, and he absolutely loves to help people. So today we're going to talk about how to profit from speaking, and I cannot think of a better person than my amazing friend here, Mr. Raza Aziz. So Raza,
Go-
thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, it is so good to be here, Gordon, and it is so good to finally connect with you and do a live. It's been a long time that I've been wanting to do with you, do this with
Wow,
you, and we just haven't
likewise.
had the opportunity. So yay, bucket list item checked off today.
Well, that's absolutely amazing. Raza, before we get too far ahead on this little training, because I'm sure there are some folks out there thinking, okay, I want to make money. I mean, is there anybody here who doesn't want to make money or make money
Hope not.
speaking? Speaking, right? There's a
Yeah.
time when I was afraid of my own shadow, let alone trying to speak. But how do you speak? How do you make money from your speaking? Is what we want to talk about this morning. But before we do that, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Like, who is Rasa Sees became before you became this influencer, international speaker,
Yeah.
etc.
That's amazing. I mean, you're taking me down the memory lane now, where it all began. And by the way, for those of you who are watching this, for those of you who are listening to me, the whole point of me sharing this aspect of my life is really, a couple of things. One is a lot of times, life, things beat us down, right? Like things don't work out. We try something and it doesn't work, or we are building a business or our career and we get a hiccup, something throws us off our game, all of that stuff. And I'm hoping that as I share my journey with you, that you find some room for inspiration. And I'll highlight some of the things that I did very intentionally, some of the things that I had learned from my mentors previously, some things that I had learned from certain books, to be able to guide my journey. Because I'll tell you something, as much as I am a huge fan of speaking and speaking to position myself as an authority and help others do the same thing. Um, Things were not always this way, right? I wasn't born a speaker. As a matter of fact, I never really, grew up thinking that, oh, one day I'm going to be a speaker. That was never the case. It was by chance that I landed up in this industry, and I realized the value of this. Whether you are, whether you just work online, speaking can help you in your Zoom presentations, or whatever online presentations that you do. Whether you are using social media to build your business, your speaking will allow you to create great video content and all of that stuff, or you're looking to do small workshops, whether you're a realtor, accountant, mortgage broker, any self-employed professional, and you're looking to do small workshops, that is a great opportunity for you to differentiate yourself from others as well. Or you're going to be traveling around the world and speaking on stages to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people. speaking is absolutely a way to build your brand and authority. Now, how did I find out about this? Didn't learn it from a book. I didn't learn it from, an article or did online video searches. I'll tell you what really happened. This was back in 2012. 2012, I had built a great business, and my wife and I, we had success in our network marketing business that we were building at that time. Lo and behold, as soon as we lined up an income of, a five-figure income per month, the company shut down. And of course, everything went away with it. The income and all that stuff. Now I had this group of people around me who were connected to me, and I was just absolutely crushed because everybody was losing hope, and we knew each other's dreams and goals and ambitions and all that stuff. And I started gathering all these people, and I would, possibly this is the first time in my life that I um, ever picked up books to help others instead of just myself. And I just gathered all these people. I would do at that time, I was doing like some Skype sessions, and I would have people from South Africa and Netherlands and United States and Canada, and we would
Wow.
all be congregating
Skype,
together.
Skype, that
Yeah,
seems like so long ago, Raza.
yeah, yeah.
Skype.
I know it's 2012. Like that's like I still remember. I still remember like what I was doing and everything like that. And and I was doing these Zoom sessions with them, and over the course of 4 6 weeks, I would read a chapter and I would make notes on it and I would teach it and I would help people to stay strong and continue to move forward. And so I think about a couple of months into it, one of my contacts from South Africa, she called me up and she's like, Raza, your training, I'm absolutely loving it. I really enjoy it. It's unleashing my creativity. I'm taking bold action, all of that stuff. She's like, I have a nephew in real estate. He just joined in real estate in Toronto. He must be in your neighborhood. He's new and he's just needing some help. Would you mind working with him? I'm like, I've never worked with a realtor before, but sure. So I met up with the gentleman, and he was he had gotten his license here in Toronto, and at that time, and he was looking to start selling some real estate. So lo and behold, fast forward a little bit, I started working with him, and over the course of 6 months, helped him take more action on his prospecting calls, on his door knocking, all of that stuff, to help him kind of fine tune his mindset a little bit and elevate his performance. And he started making money. And this is where the whole idea of I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'd love to be. I enjoyed this process. I would love to be a coach for new entrepreneurs. And I was so excited. And I called up my friend Bob, and I'm like, Bob, come meet me. I got to talk to you. And then Bob and I met at a coffee shop in Markham, and I'm laying out my whole structure of what my coaching program will look like and everything like that. After about 20 minutes or so, he said to me, he looks me straight in the eye, he's like, this is great. You ought to write a book. And I'm like, did you not hear what I said? I don't want to be an author. I said I want to be a coach. He's like, no, shut up, come with me. And he drags me to a seminar in a couple of weekends. He's like, these people will teach you how to write a book and use it as a marketing tool. Now, I want you to pause for a moment over here. I want to pause for a moment. Opportunity. Whenever we are stuck in doing something, opportunity always comes out of relationships. It was my relationship with with my friend, my contact in South Africa, that led me to a conversation with her nephew. It was that relationship that gave me an opportunity to execute new skills in me. And it was my friend Bob who connected me to this whole idea of a book. Now, whether or not you're going to go down the route of writing a book or not, that's not important. But what I am saying is that you never know what a particular conversation, a contact, a group of people will lead you, what they will lead you to, or what he or she will lead you to, what idea will be born in your head. You never know that. And it's only looking back that you can connect the dots. You can never connect the dots looking forward, right?
Wow.
So this is how the journey progressed. So fast forward a little bit. So he drags me to the seminar, and I'm at this 2.5 day seminar. I met a gentleman over there who absolutely blew me away in the way he spoke, in the way he educated, in the way he inspired, in the way he sold. And I turned to my friend. I think it was the second day of the seminar. I turned to my friend. I'm like, dude, I wonder if I can do that someday. And he just looked at me. He's like, yeah, maybe. Right.
Wow.
And
You know,
that's
that
how
someday happened. You became a
yeah,
superstar in speaking.
yeah. And that was the birth of the idea of becoming a speaker. Sorry, go ahead, Gordon.
I know you're very humble about your success, but that one day did come, right? I didn't mean to interrupt you there. So thank you
Yeah.
for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, it came and it just blew me away. And I always relate this part because I think a lot of people sometimes get stuck and they don't move forward. They just start spinning their wheels. And whenever you feel stuck in anything, I would say go meet a new person. Go put yourself in a crowd of entrepreneurs. Put yourself around other people who are moving forward, and you never know what will happen. So, anyways, fast forward a year from now, that gentleman, I chased him down. I made him my mentor. I still remember. I think it was 20 end of 2014 or beginning of 2015. Here in Toronto, I was in front of a crowd of about 150 people, and I was speaking to an audience, and that idea that was born just about a year ago came to reality. And I tell you what
Wow.
happened at the end of those 2.5 days. 2.5 days. Of course, it was speaking, and it was speaking to a group of entrepreneurs and financial planners and CEOs and all of that stuff. And there was a sale I was selling at this workshop. And by the end of that workshop, I had sold over $250,000 worth of stuff.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
At the end of the workshop, how much did you sell?
$250,000 worth of stuff that was sold on that people
That's crazy.
bought. And
That's a
I'll tell
quarter
you,
million dollars. That's a $250,000.
that is $250,000. And I remember, because of course I learned under a mentor, and he met with me at the end of the day. And he says to me, I still remember, we were sitting at the hotel bar, and this is Sunday night, and he looks at me straight in the eye. He's like, how does it feel to sell over $250,000 worth of stuff in a single weekend? And I
Wow.
was just like, I'm like, this is surreal. I did not know this was even possible to do something like this. And that was just the beginning. And that journey led us elsewhere. But here's the little part in between, because before I stepped on that stage, before that whole year that I was looking to become a speaker, something really unique happened, in that there was a catalyst in between. And because my business had shut down, didn't really have a lot of income going, and the speaking had not launched yet. Right in between, what I started doing is I started driving Uber. I was working in a factory. I was driving Uber as well. And by the way, I come from a corporate experience, right? So I've done about 12, 13 years in the corporate world. But for the life of me, I could not land a job in the corporate world after that. And my mentor told me later on why that was. So while I'm doing my Uber run one day, I get a call on my phone there that I need to pick up somebody by the name of Robin. This was up in Richmond Hill. And I go there, and it's dark. It's a rainy day. It's evening, late evening time. And so a gentleman comes in, sits down in the back of the car, and I start driving. And as I'm driving, of course, I'm chatting with this gentleman. I'm like, why does this voice sound familiar? And I don't know, for those of you who know Toronto, I was at like Bayview and Elgin Mills area, and we were going to DVP, to 404. And so that's about a 10-minute drive. Within that 10-minute drive, I found out that this gentleman who was sitting in my car was none other than Robin Sharma himself.
Wow. You had Robin
And
Sharma, the
Robin Sharma in my car.
sold his Ferrari, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Monk who sold his Ferrari, the 5 a.m. Club and the Hero's Journey. Like, you name it. Like, he's written multiple different books. I could not, right in that moment, there are certain points that you
Yeah,
get present to the fact that there is someone out there is
was
looking
what
out for me, is watching me.
it
And
wasn't
I tell you
happening.
that
It
it's
wasn't just
it's
happenstance. It was
it's not. I one of my affirmations that I write every single day is I have the utmost faith and I know that my path is divinely guided. And whether that is a failure in my experience or or whether it's a success, I know that it has been put there by some other higher power. Somebody is looking out for me. And I'll tell you, I was driving Mr. Sharma all the way down to downtown. That was 30-minute drive. Imagine the coaching that I got in the car. 30
wow.
minutes from a legend in the industry, and people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to this gentleman, right?
That's incredible. I remember,
And
Raz, I remember I
yeah,
was invited to the Ritz Carlton. Somebody said you got to come and meet Robin Sharma, and I think the price tag for that was about 100 grand to be part of that
yeah,
group. And you
yeah.
got him for 30. He was paying you.
He was paying me, not a huge amount, but yes. So yeah, and I still remember what he said to me. His one phrase was, because I shared with him, I said, I've read your books and all of that stuff, and this is the journey that I'm going. This is where, and he said to me, he said, Raza, be so strong in your goals, in the pursuit of your goals, that nothing around you, no circumstances, no nothing, anything, nothing can move you from your pursuit. And 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 that was it. I mean, I don't have the picture readily available with my phone here, but I'll dig it up and I'll share that with you. So once I dropped him off, I of course, I took a picture with him, and ultimately, got on stages, published my own book, and it's been a journey. And I found, Gordon, that I refer to speaking as an unfair advantage over
Wow.
others who do what you do. And
Why,
that's why
why
I'm
do you
extremely passionate about speaking.
why do you say that? Why does it provide an unfair advantage? Like speaking provides an unfair advantage over your
I
competition.
think, yeah, I think it's not although they say that public speaking is one of the biggest fears that people have, it is really
Yeah.
simple to overcome it. It's really simple, right? I never say
Now
it's easy.
says
It's really
says
simple.
you says you. I've got Dr. Chief Lester Bailey here watching us from Arizona. Thank you. We've got Jay and a number of guests here, Savano. There are some people that say, I disagree with you. Like public speaking is scary.
Yeah.
What do you say to
Yeah.
that?
Well, I mean, that's why I said it is simple to overcome. If somebody has an open mind, is like, yes, it is a hesitation. It is something that's big. I can't really do it. There are small steps that you can build ultimately to get to the bigger goal. People always say, it's like, Roz, I've seen your video and you're so natural at that video. It's not natural. It's work. And
Mm,
it's a pattern, right? Like if I gave somebody brand new a 5-step structure that they had to just kind of go through and hit those points, I'll tell you that their audience will say to them, oh my gosh, you are a professional speaker. You're natural at it. All it takes is a bit of a structure. And
wow.
that's what I learned. I never took a course in speaking. I learned from a mentor directly. And
Wow.
and I was able to piggyback on his 3 decades of experience, and then continuously refine it every single week. I was up on stage.
Well, I love that. Mentorship is so important, isn't it?
Oh my
And
gosh, yes.
one of the things that I love is, despite of how busy you are, flying, I think you were just out west with some clients and
Yeah.
you're busy, right? You have agreed to take the time to be here. So thank you so much. And also on you mentioned Toronto. That's where you picked up Robin Sharma, right?
Yeah.
And September 23rd, we actually have an event coming up here in Toronto, and you're one of our featured guest speakers. Would you mind sharing a little bit about what will you be talking about that day, and why should someone
Yeah.
come see you live? Like, forget you remember the COVID days when we couldn't see anybody?
Oh gosh. Live in person. I cannot wait, Gordon, for September 23rd, the Business Expo at the Marriott here in Markham. You're in Markham, you're like 15 minutes away from me. So it is going to be great. I'm going to be bringing my, 10 years of experience of not only just speaking, but as a published author, helping clients all around the world, not only just in the publishing space, but in branding and marketing and all of that stuff, and really showcase to you guys how you can use speaking to build influence within your community, within the people that you're around, and within the audience where you can generate customers. That's going to be my topic. I'm going to be speaking on that day, and I'll be giving you some golden nuggets. And believe me, I mean, these are not just my experience. These are the things that I've picked up from my mentors. These are the nuggets that I've picked up from masterminds that I'm part of, and I'm going to be bringing it to you. And of course, Gordon had put a link over there. You can get your tickets there. We've got some complimentary tickets still available as well. But here's what I say. A lot of you who want to come and you want to have, proximity with the speakers, with the people who are change makers. I know Kula is going to be there. And if you don't know who he is, you definitely want to meet him. I mean, to me, he's a legend. He runs a multi-million-dollar business and such a humble guy. I've learned so much from him. He's going to be there. But if you're going to be there, you want to go VIP. And that's why I said VIP is like a $97 ticket. I think that's all it is. And you get access to the entire event. You get access to something. I'm going to actually open it up to all of you. For those of you who purchased the VIP ticket, I'm personally going to be having a session with all the VIPs prior to the event. There's going to be a 3-hour social media makeover session to help you optimize your social media so that you can generate leads and you can generate clients on social media. So we're going to do a 3-hour session that is just exclusively for VIPs with me on a separate day. So that is going to be a bonus that I want to give you. For those of you who take action, listen, the whole thing is, can you access the event through a complimentary ticket? Sure you can. Sure you can. But I want to entice you a little bit to take a step into the uncomfortable, take a step into out of the ordinary. Don't be just part of the crowd. Believe me, there will be a bigger crowd of people who are coming as a complimentary ticket. That's okay, right? But there is going to be a small group of people who go VIP, right? And that's where you get the most of the benefit as well, right? So I look forward to seeing you at the event. I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to sharing ideas with you, hearing about what your business is all about, and maybe give you a tweak, a nugget, or something like that that will help you catapult your business to the next level.
That is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for making that offer. I'm not sure if some of my friends and clients who are watching actually understand the tremendous value. I'm thinking out loud for a minute. The offer you just made. I hope you don't take it away. Okay. That's because I have Patricia Lynn Stokes here with us from Kingston. Welcome, Patricia. We have Mr. Tom Chesser, who does
Nice.
newsworthy articles and works with millionaires and billionaires in the personal development space. Joining us right now. Good morning, Tom Chesser. Dr. Tom Chesser, actually now, and two times international bestseller out of Texas. So there's folks watching everywhere. And the offer you just made, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you have people that pay you thousands of dollars for VIP days for the training that you're going to provide for 3 hours. I just got off a call just before this with somebody who's in Dubai right now that's helping us with some of our digital marketing assets. And then right after this call, I've got somebody who just moved from LA to um, Florida who helps us with a lot of our lead generation through Facebook ads. I mean, in order to succeed, you mentioned you got to hire the right coaches, the right mentors, you got to spend money. And we do, but being able to have you offer this 3-hour session just for attending as a
Yeah,
VIP, that's crazy.
absolutely.
$97. I wish it was $997. I want you to maybe just share this bit, because one of my mentors once said, if you don't pay attention, right?
Yeah.
$97, you get the whole day. They get to come and meet you, learn from you, get lunch, get to network. It's crazy. Tell us again, like why should someone come VIP?
You know what I always say is like, the people that I've seen success, people who attain the level of success that they want, whether in any profession, it doesn't matter what profession they're in, they always find ways to separate themselves from the crowd. They always find ways to separate themselves from the crowd. They take actions that most people are not taking. And I always say that if you have an intention to grow your business, if you have an intention to whether it is make more money and have more clients and provide for your family, whatever it is, you want to always find ways to separate yourself from others who do what you do. And if you don't have that intention, you won't take actions necessary to separate yourself. And this is not a big deal. I mean, we're just talking about a VIP ticket, right? Like we were just talking about separating yourself. This is just a small way you learn to separate yourself from the crowd and position yourself, not only just for yourself, but to access, um, getting access to yourself, to the information that you may not be privy of otherwise, to allow other change makers, other mentors, other coaches to be able to see you, that you're not just somebody who's just saying that you want to grow your business. You're saying that, hey, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'm willing to take the action and become visible. I'm going to do my part. And this is where opportunities lie. Something happens around you when you make a commitment, make a decision. Listen, in these days and time, we don't trade in, cattle and cows and sheep and all that stuff. The way we show commitment is just by putting our money down. This is what we have agreed, that currency, money, is a representation of commitment. And to me, I'm always a huge fan of those people who actually put themselves out there, because I learned that from my mentors as well. This is the very reason why I have invested, whether it is 5, 10, 15, $20,000 in masterminds, all of that stuff, to be able to
Yeah,
have access to knowledge that now I can share. It's been ingrained in me. And now I can bring it to all of you as well. So that's you
I
at the
love that.
VIP table.
Yeah, best value VIP, despite of the successes you have, right? I know you just recently invested in another mastermind, Command Your
Mhm.
Success. Like,
Yes.
why do you continue to invest in masterminds when you're already sharing stages with people like the Tony Robbins, right? The Les Browns of the world. Some people say, Raza, you made it. I wish I was the Uber driver that's going to pick you up next time when you're traveling in Europe or something like that, right? Why
Yeah.
do you continue to invest?
You know what, Gordon? My belief is that living things, living, breathing things, if they're not growing, they're dying.
Hmm.
And to me, I've got a bigger game to play. Not only that, I've got a daughter in the house over here. She's 14 years old, and I want to show her, how challenges are overcome and how investing in myself is helping. Instead of just telling her, I have to show her. And to me, yes, a part of me is like, I want to continue to pursue it. I want to continue to be a dad that she looks up to, that, she's inspired by me. That's just a, thing in my heart. And other than that, to me, I just find that that's how I've every single time that I've had a little, what do you call that, push up in my life, that's always been out of a relationship between a mentor and I, or it is a mastermind, it is a group of people. That's where my opportunities have always come from. And so to me, I still have a lot to accomplish, and you will never hear from me that I have arrived. That this is it. um, because I think I'm always in pursuit of a bigger goal, and I'm always
Yeah.
in pursuit in helping more people than I have in the past. So I'm looking forward
Wow.
to meeting everybody.
Love it. Likewise. So, folks, again, if you guys are watching, Raza Aziz, published author, influencer, international speaker, but more importantly, he walks the talk. Did I say that correctly? Being
I
being
think
an
so.
immigrant, 49% in English, failing in English in school. I hope I said that right. Like, Raza, you walk the talk. Like, there are folks out there that speak, but they've never really accomplished and done it. So when you talk about helping people write and publish a book, you've done it yourself. You've helped other people do that. You talk about speak to influence, whether you're a realtor, financial planner, a CEO, a Sunday school teacher. Right? You need to communicate and talk, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I love. Like this Saturday, September 23rd, come and meet Raza, you guys. I've seen in events where they charge thousands, and you got to fly there. Look, Mr. Tom Chester is here, right? Dr. Tom Chester. I went to an event. It cost to Beverly Hill. It cost me probably about $5,000.
Hmm.
And in the gala, I was shocked when they sat me beside Les Brown.
That's amazing.
Like, wow. Like you mentioned, you just never know who you're going to meet, right? So
I
come on out,
know.
you guys.
I
Grab a,
remember walking into Les Brown when I
yeah,
was speaking on one of the stages, and I was just walked in. I was just stunned. I'm like, although I was a speaker on stage as well, I was just like, it's Les Brown. I didn't have the words.
yeah. How did that happen, right? How did it happen?
Oh
So
yeah.
grab a
Yep,
VIP
we'll talk
ticket, you
about
guys.
that. We'll talk about that in the future.
Awesome. And then, so now for speaking for profits, they're going to learn from you how to speak for profits on the 23rd. They grab a VIP ticket, they're going to get that $2,000 bonus from you as well. So if you guys get your VIP ticket, just reach out and let me know. Okay. Reach out to us, reach out to our office, Lander for Success. We'll make sure you get that additional bonus from Raza. Thank you so much for that, for being so generous.
You are welcome.
I want to ask you a couple questions before we go and put you on the hot seat. Are you okay? Are you
Ooh,
okay with that? I'm going to
sure.
put you on the hot seat. Okay.
I'll try to
A
handle
couple
that.
questions. Folks
Yeah.
can get to know you a little bit. So what is, do you have a favorite color?
I would say blue, dark blue.
Blue. Oh, look, we're both, why blue?
Why blue? I don't know. It's for me, it gives me a representation of luxury.
Luxury. Okay. I like that. I like that. I never thought of that. Blue, luxury. Okay.
Yeah.
Second question is, if you went out for ice cream with your daughter right now, what's your favorite ice cream? Do you have a favorite ice cream? Favorite flavor?
Oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to say the affogato.
Oh,
So, which is ice cream. It's vanilla ice cream with espresso on, like
okay.
hot espresso on top of it. Try it.
I'm going to have to try that.
Yes.
I just tried coconut caramel crunch for the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I usually like the crunchy, the crunch in the ice cream as well. I like that. But the avocado is like with the coffee, with the espresso, and the ice cream. I love it.
Amazing. Amazing. Now, my last question, this is, I think this is a tougher question. If you could wave a magic wand right now and just do one thing for you, not somebody else. If you can wave a magic wand and there's one thing you can do for Miss Raza Aziz right now, because I know you have such a big heart. You're always looking at how can I help somebody else? How can I help my clients? How can you help Lander for Success, as an example? Us here, our members, our clients, our attendees who are going to be at the event.
Yeah.
Like you're always thinking about helping somebody else. I want to ask you the question: if you could wave a magic wand, do one thing for you, right now, this very moment, what would you do?
I would fly to Dubai.
Okay, okay.
I would fly to Dubai. That's with my family, and that would be something I do for myself.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been to Dubai, so
Wow.
it is overdue right now.
I have never been there. I heard great things about it. You know,
Oh,
Juliet,
amazing.
successful. Her and her family have a very successful business. Juliet's going to be one of the speakers along with
Okay,
yourself at the
yeah,
Business Wealth Summit. Her and her family, they just visited Dubai about 2 weeks ago. So
amazing.
why? I've never been there. Why Dubai? Like, what's the appeal? Everyone seems like let's go to Dubai,
You
and
know,
they do.
I'll tell you something that when it all goes on branding and marketing and presence, everything like that. When I was in Dubai and I looked around, I did not need the king, the sheikh of Dubai to tell me what his vision was. I saw it,
Mm,
and it was present in every building, in every street, in every road, every mall, every in the cars. Like it's it's one of those things that when you go there, it's like it's like somebody had an idea in their head and they made it a reality. And right
wow,
in the middle of desert, they put this place called Dubai,
wow.
and that's what it signifies to me, an idea, and it's a reflection of an idea of somebody's head right out there in the middle of desert.
Wow.
So
Started with an idea and a dream, right?
that's it.
Yeah,
If you go in their tallest building up there and you look around, you'll see there's a desert
all around it. Wow.
all around it, and you see this amazing city, futuristic city right in the middle. This is
That's
absolutely
amazing.
beautiful.
Just started
Yeah,
with a little idea. You know, Napoleon Hill talks about everything just starts with a thought, right?
yeah.
So before we wrap game, folks, if you're watching, come and meet Raza in person here in Toronto. In fact, if he's anywhere near you within a 30-minute drive, like if you hear he's anywhere near you in your city, don't walk to it, like run to it, right? If you want to skyrocket your business through speaking and influencing and so on in social media, I can't think of a better person than Mr. Rasa Aziz. So before we go, this is going to be a 4-part series today. Thank you for sharing your story of how you had somebody who ended up in your Uber. Right? I mean, Robin Sharma of all people, that's incredible. I think I'm going to
I
go
know.
drive Uber, hoping he'll,
No,
he'll,
tell
he'll
me about it. I feel like doing that sometime.
yeah. What can we look forward to? I know we're going to be meeting again next Wednesday. So this is just the start of you
Yeah,
encouraging us to speak, step out of our comfort zone to speak. Next
yeah.
next week, we meet around the same time again.
Next week we'll meet around the same time, and we're really going to talk about the people always say I want to be a speaker, and I always ask why. Because people don't really understand it. It's not an ego-driven thing. Speaking is actually a marketing strategy, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how do you insert this kind of marketing strategy in your business. Doesn't matter what you do. Whether you build a business online, whether you are in real estate, an accountant, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a change maker, you're a politician, whatever it is. How do you use speaking to build influence? And that's what we're going to talk about next. We're also going to touch on the numbers. I'm actually going to give you a glimpse of a 6-figure business around speaking. That's going to be another talk slide. I'm going to give you a picture because a lot of you may not have seen it. I've lived it, so I know what it looks like. So I'm going to show you, because a lot of times, people think that, oh, you have to work at it for a little while. With the access that you're going to have at this event, the Business Expo, you're going to meet guys like Gordon and Jay and Kula and many others over there who have experience with events and audiences and all of that stuff. When you have these kind of people, the opportunity for you to use speaking to build a business is tremendous. And I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you a highlight of it. in one of our conversations as well. And then the last session, I've got my notes over here. We're going to talk about how you use speaking on social media, in presentations, and on stages. So we're going to talk about that as well. So looking forward to it.
That is absolutely incredible.
It's very, and I love, and I'm so excited about sharing this stuff, Gordon, with everybody, because if I can make it simple for them, they can do it. And if they can do it, they're going to see new results in their business. That's the beauty around it.
I love it. Well, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I look forward to our next session. Let me ask you a quick question. We have some friends here, Patricia from Kingston, Dr. Tom Chesser from Texas, Dr. Lester Bailey from Arizona. And these are individuals who have applied some of the principles you've talked about, writing books, speaking, social media, and they're working with millionaires and billionaires right now in the personal development space. I would love to maybe in some of our future talks like this, because right now we have space where we can actually have 8 more guests come and join us. So maybe next week or the week after, for some of the folks who are watching, and you may have some friends or clients who think, I got some questions that they want to ask you about speaking, or your 5. You mentioned you have a template. I'd love to get your template, right? Those 5 steps to
Gordon, you got to be there at the Business Expo.
At the Business Expo. Yeah. I'd love to see like maybe some of our guests. We won't do it on Zoom because they can still watch it on YouTube, except I'd love to have like a few people, if they're interested, actually hop on here.
Yeah.
With us and actually be able to ask you some questions. Would you be open to something like that in the future?
Yeah. Let's do that.
That's amazing. So in the comment, you guys, if you're watching now, you're watching the replay, and you would actually like to hop on and join for a couple of minutes, maybe ask some questions, just type in the comment. What can they type? Just type the word join, like JOIN, like, or is there a better word we can say?
Join works, man.
Join, like if you want to join us next Wednesday and be able to come on with us for a couple of minutes, and
that'd be great.
Okay, that'd be absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much. And before we go, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to leave with the folks before we go?
My message is quite simple. The world out there has changed. It changed in 2020. It changed again in 2022, and it's going to continue to change. We don't live in the same world that we did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And that means that moving forward, we have to start changing our thinking. We have to do things differently. We have to learn to think outside the box, take actions outside the box. And I think we are all a product of the people that we are around. So the question really is, who are you around? I know whenever I need to change my life, or I need to change a new direction in my career, I know I surround myself with people. And if you are one of those, then I look forward to meeting you at the Business Expo. I can't wait. I'm counting the days to the Business Expo and meeting all of you wonderful people out there.
That's amazing. Diane, welcome. Again, thank you so much, Raza. I am so looking forward to seeing you there. And I'm looking forward to learning from you how to build a profitable 6-figure income in speaking. That's
do it. Thanks so much for having me, Gordon.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. And until next time, everyone, have an amazing, amazing, amazing day.